I'm so jealous of people that live in Europe because you guys can dig at the beach and find like a road to an ancient castle on the like borderland of the Welsh countryside. And I dig at the beach and I hit a gas line and blow up.
I'm not proud of the amount of melatonin I had to eat last night to get a good night's sleep, but I am proud about the amount of sleep I got. So yeah, I had to eat a bunch of melatonin last night to go to bed. And yeah, it's because my cat it keeps crying. He's almost a teenager adult era of his life. He's in his teenage adult era of his life. And he he won't stop meowing like at 2 o'clock in the morning for like 5 to 10 minutes straight. He'll go meow, 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 meow. I'm not kidding. And I'm not exaggerating. I know I have a flair for the exaggeration, but I'm not exaggerating. He meow, 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 meow. I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to be nice. Like, I'm trying to be nice, okay? But okay. Here's the issue. I have to sleep. I gotta get some kind of sleep. The body needs rest, I think. Pretty sure. I'm fairly certain. So the body needs rest. And so I've been eating melatonin to just knock myself out. But also, I've been shutting my door at night, which I don't do. I don't know, because it scares me. I want to be able to hear if somebody breaks in my house. I don't know. Like, that's not going to happen, but I'm just scared because I have OCD. And so I'm like, I'm just tweaking out before bed. Because if you eat melatonin and try to go to bed, you'll start tweaking out. You'll be like, if you fight it, if you fight it, it's not a good, this is not a booger. It's a fucking curlicue. Anyways, it's not good. I just ordered some fried rice and some fried fish from some place down the way, and I'm gonna go get it. But yeah, I ordered like a fuck ton of fairy books off of eBay, and we've been browsing the webs for books. I wanted to go to a bookstore today. It's a Sunday. They close at 8 p.m., but it's like an hour or more away. But the thing is that I have a check engine light on in my car, and so I need to drive at least 40 miles to reset my check engine light because we got the part fixed, and so now we need to run here and there until my car recognizes real. You know what I mean? Until my car recognizes, and I'm a car too. We're not gonna get shit done. And so yeah. And so yeah. That's about it. Yeah. I don't know. What else? I don't know. I think I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. I like oscillate between wanting to have a very maximalist bedroom and then also being like, I need to be at peace when I come up here, not freaking out, fighting every single personality I have, which there are many. Which there are many. Different aspects. Anyways, I watched Dark Crystal last night and I was like, oh my god, I have gelfling hair. Like, bitch. Okay, yeah, I have gelfling hair. Okay, I have really bad hair. I have gelfling hair. What the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold up. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. Gelfling hair. I was like, oh no. Oh my god, I have gelfling hair. What the fuck? I have to go get this order of food and I gotta go eat it, which is what I'm gonna do. Hold up. Definitely gonna check. What's up? Your little ear just poke out. Hey, what the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna go pick up. I'm gonna go pick up my fried rice. I can come back to normal. I'm gonna go pick up my fried rice, and then I'll see you guys later. Hi. Oh my god. I hope I don't have anything in my teeth, dude. I'm so tired. I just ate some fish and now I'm tired. I'm gonna put this giant peep on my stomach to hide my stomach while it digests food. Because I'm vulnerable right now. I'm vulnerable while I'm digesting food, obviously, because I ate fish. I ate some fish. So I ordered some combination fried rice and then if you order the kids fish, it comes with like it's like a meal fit for a king, but it's like $10 cheaper than the adult meals. And so that was great. What day is it? I don't know. I think I've just been Rip Van Winkle through time. I don't really know. I have so much to do today, but fish makes me tired. Fried foods make me tired. Potatoes make me exhausted. And I just ate potatoes. I just ate a bunch of potatoes. For I am stupid. For I am dumb. I just ate some fucking potatoes. No, I'm just ready for a nap. I have a big cup of coffee, which I put collagen into, unflavored collagen, bovine collagen, into my coffee so that way I can, I don't know, it's valuable nutrients or something. That's what they claim. They claim if you eat bovine stuff, collagen, which is like, I think like the hide. Basically, if you eat if you eat dog treats, it's good for your hair, skin, and nails. You know what I mean? Like, okay, have you? Okay, do you guys have dogs? Do you have animals where like you go and buy them little dog treats and they have like the rolled up hide? It's like made out of skin, animal skin. Oh, skin weird. It's like jerky for dogs. Oh, sorry. Also, my hair is at that perfect length to where it pisses me off, and it does look like Gelfling hair. What the fuck? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let me just boom. Who is she? I'm just kidding. Um, wow, I am so tired. Okay, what else do I have to talk about? Do I need to talk about anything? I don't really need to talk about nothing. That's not a booger. That's not a booger in my nose. It's these stupid metal things. It's not a booger. I fucking hate everything. I'm about a couple days away from my hair growing long enough to like bounce on my eyelashes. So when I blink, it goes doom doom. um, oh, I've been taking a break from Instagram, and I felt better about it. But I keep uploading stories to like my stories because I feel like, sorry, my ears are ringing. I don't know what I was saying. My ears started ringing violently, and I was like, oh, we're just gonna. We're just gonna wait until my ears are done ringing violently. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Anyways, sorry. I feel like a kid because I'm sitting on the edge of the bed and I'm like clicking my heels together like fucking Dorothy and shit. Listen, I haven't seen Wicked. I ain't gonna watch that shit. I don't give a fuck about Ariana Grande, and I don't really care about modern popular culture honestly anymore. I just kind of gave up on it. I used to be like really like knee deep into shit, and now I just like for the past 12 years I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Um yeah, that's about it. I purchased a capelet from the Victorian era, but it had a bunch of green dye on it. And if you know anything about like old clothing from the Victorian era, they used arsenic to make the greens green. And so I was like, damn, is there arsenic in this capelet? And so I went to give it a good like hand wash, like basically just submerge it into my tub. And the matter of fact, or fact of the matter of whatever, there's matter and then there's facts. But apparently in between those, there's this capelet and I put it into my bathtub and it just started oozing out like tons and tons of green and black dye because Victorian people did not wash their clothing. They just did not. In fact, in fact, I keep saying in fact like it's going to change anything. I think it's because I'm telling you stuff and I'm tired. So they would purchase little armpit slips like to put in to exchange because they were not going to go change their clothes. And instead of like washing them, they were brushing dirt off of them and stuff. Like they just didn't wash their clothes like as we do now. So the textiles and the fabrics were very delicate. They were strong, but they were also delicate and they were never been washed before. So when I put this bad boy through the ringer, it like seeped out tons of dye and it looked like those little mushrooms that you find in the forest on Kingdom Hearts. Whenever they jump, they go and like they ooze out like this mushroom pores stuff, like this toxic sludge, slime, oozy thing. And so Yeah, that's how, yeah. And so I hand washed it. I put gloves on because I didn't want to get arsenic all over me if there was arsenic in it. I don't have a home arsenic test. I guess I could have gathered the water that came off the clothing. Hindsight 2020. I could have gathered the water off the clothing, and then I do have a water tester. So what I could do is I can re-wash it, resubmerge it, and the dye will still come out of it because, like I was saying, Victorians didn't wash their clothing, and so they stayed bright and vibrant, and because they didn't wash their clothing, and so the dyes used weren't meant to go through the wringer or the washer or the mangler. And so, yeah, yeah. So what I can do is I can wash it one more time, like put it in the bathtub and then gather the bath water, but maybe wash it without any, maybe just soak it. Okay. Here's what I'll do. I'll soak the Victorian capelet in a tub, plastic tub, to eliminate any kind of like not bias, but issues to this experiment. And then I will collect the water from the tub after about an hour of standing in it, perhaps. And then I can test that water for different chemicals. But first, I would need to test my house water in order to. I'm sorry, you guys are seeing my thought process. Yeah, so first, I would have to test my house water and get water. I would have to test my house water and get the measurements for like what regular looks like, and then I can add or subtract based upon those. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, my brain works in a really weird way, but it does work sometimes. Sometimes I don't know, guys. It just says sometimes. So yeah, I guess that's something I could do. Test the house water, put it in a bin, let it sit for an hour, test the dirty water, do math, and then figure out the levels of chemicals within it. Sort of something. Perhaps that's a pretty decent go at it, if we're doing a little test, whatever. I guess you could also do that with rainwater, but you would just have to make sure that you had like a really good, clean capturing mechanism, apparatus, whatever. So if you're going to go capture rainwater, you don't want to use something dirty because then you're going to get all these other different numbers and things that mess up and literally muck up your experiment, I guess. I got to tell you guys about a story. I was at Starbucks because talking about blinking slowly, like, okay, so I went to Starbucks and so I went to Starbucks and I was going to get an iced chai latte. Okay. And then separately, because I have a problem, 4 shots of espresso topped off with some heavy whipping cream in a tall cup, which is small. In a small cup. You put 4 shots in there, heavy whipping cream, call it a day. I'm happy, crappy, flappy, right? And so that's, I always like, I'll get something and then I'll get like on the side something for my addiction, something to take the edge off. And so I tell them, can I get a grande iced chai latte on the drive-through? First mistake was that I ever trusted anybody. Second mistake is that I keep trusting this Starbucks. They keep fucking up my London fog, and it's not that hard to make. But it's the only place in town I think that has Earl Grey tea. And whenever I want someone else to make it for me, like, okay, there's side quest note. There's a shop in Galveston called Mod Coffee that has spoiled me. It is the best London fog this side of the Mississippi, and I'll fucking fight you over it. Okay, I'll fucking fight you. It is called Mod Coffee. That's a shop, and they have the best damn London fog this side of the Mississippi, and so and so I wanted to recreate that delicious treat at Starbucks, and they keep failing me. They keep putting in the wrong bag. They put English breakfast inside of it instead of Earl Grey, and it's like, who are you fucking kidding? Anyways, I'm not very smart with tea. I'm not smart with tea. Anyways, so I go up to this Starbucks that keeps fucking up my order anyways, and I stupidly think maybe this time it'll be different because it's different people. So theoretically speaking, it should be a different experience this time. And I will, like, little spoiler alert, it was a very different experience this time. So, so I asked for a grande iced chai latte, iced iced chai latte. And then he was like, oh, okay, cool. And then he was like, okay, anything else? I was like, yeah. And 4 shots of espresso in a tall cup. And can you guys add some heavy whipping cream to that? You know what I mean? Like into the tall cup. And he was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, totally got that. Sure. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll see you at the window. And I was like, okay. So I get to the window. There's lots of waiting involved. There's like a 15-minute wait involved in getting your drink. Okay. And so I get to the window and he hands me an iced drink, but it's a little dark. And I was like, okay. And then he hands me a cup of only heavy whipping cream, filled to the top, like $5 worth of heavy whipping cream in a fucking cup. And he goes, here you go. Thanks. And he like just slow blinks. And I know he's young, he's naive, he's got like excitement about life still. And I was like, okay, thank you. I was like, fuck it, I'll deal with it. I don't care. I'm not really like, I'm not a total bitch to people whenever they're not a total bitch to me. And so I was like, but I felt this horrific realization that, look, the reality is that someone is going to yell really, really loud at that kid. And it's not gonna be me. Because somebody yelled, I used to be that kid, and someone yelled really loud at me. And I was just like, but it's not just him. Like, I've been running into these naive young adults. I'm talking 18, 19, 20, very naive, very filled with life and love and excitability for just learning and really getting out there. Like, real, true human kids, right? That are now adults, like, untethered by trauma. And it's cool to see them, but they're also very naive. Like, these little, you can smell a hero's journey. And the truth is that a hero's journey could turn sour. And it could be like this person becomes a villain in 10 years, you know? And I'll never forget, like, when I was that age, how people treated me. And they treated me very cruelly. Like, they were like, oh, you're going to get eaten up by life. And I did. But a part of that hero's journey is also like submitting to the things in the underworld to eat you, because you become transformed through the other side as well. It's all just a lesson learned. And of course, you know, parts of us get lost along the way and things of this nature, but it's important to somehow just begin the journey, just take the first step. And this poor boy was just so sweet. He had the biggest, longest eyelashes, and he was like, here you go, thanks. And like, in all innocent honesty. And I was just like, I'll make it work. And I did make it work. And he did give me like $5 worth of heavy whipping cream. And I was like, okay. And so what I did is, it was gross. It was so fucking gross. But I ended up just pouring the whipping cream into the drink, and it made it taste better because it was obviously heavy whipping cream. But yeah, I was just like, poor baby. Like, I've been seeing a lot of people out and about that have like this innocence upon them. And I have felt this horrific urge to want to protect them, and I don't even know them. And that's never good, because I'm just so frightened for them. And of course, it's their journey. I can't do anything. They're not even my kids. These people are adults. These are technically adults. And it was just so sweet. Like, there was a bagger, and she was like looking at all of my food before she bagged it in. She's like, is this good? And asked me questions about it. When normally in the States, we're not supposed to talk. We're just supposed to scan and like be stressed out and frantic and throw everything in the bag and then, okay, thank you. And then next. And then, okay, thank you. And then next. You know, it's like very horrible. There's no real human interaction. It's all psychotic bullshit of stress and uncomfortability and stuff like that. There's just a bunch of there's a bunch of stress and pain and suffering that goes into going to the shops to get food. It's a horrible experience. And so, yeah, it sucks. But this girl was like going slow and reading, and she was like, is this good? Should I try to get this? I was like, I guess I felt like connected because I was like, I used to be like that before I started masking and before people yelled at me and were mean to me. And I was like, honestly, just answering her questions, I was like, yeah, it's good. And they have some like potato stuff over there, and that's good too. And I mix them together, and it's a great meal. And it's not that expensive, and you could get a good amount of food out of it. And she was like, thank you. I think I'll try that. Thanks. And I was like, yeah, no problem. And I was like, wow, that was a genuine human interaction. What the fuck? It wasn't even like conveyor belt a human interaction. Like, hi, how are you? I have to ask this question, otherwise they'll shoot me in the back of the head 5 times. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot in the States, there's a lot of like forced, false conveyor belt, cookie cutter bullshit, mechanical, like, hi, how may I help you? We are best friends. I love you. Thanks for shopping at HEB. Wow, or the only reason I do enjoy like Target, walking into a Target, is because there's no propaganda over the speakers. They're not screaming. They're generally not playing music. It's silent when you go into a Target. It's like very liminal, and it feels good and comforting. There's no music. Well, here at our Target, there's no music. There's no announcements. It's like nothing, and so you can enjoy your own thoughts. And yes, of course, there's like tons of boycotting stuff, and I'm not going to get into that, but when I go to Walmart, Walmart will also have like screaming, horrific pop songs. All their clothes are basically made from slave labor. I mean, their food is always constantly getting recalled for some kind of like salmonella outbreak or tuberculosis in the tomatoes or something. And it's just it's a dangerous act to shop at Walmart. And it's also psychologically being attacked and assaulted with Walmart radio. Yeah, we love Walmart. Walmart fucking rocks. Don't you love shopping at Walmart? Like, I can't think. I can't think. And then they're like, well, you don't need to think. You just need to buy. You just need to consume. That's unfair. That's unfair. So that's what I do like, or I was working. I do like shopping at Target because there's nothing. It's quiet. You hear a child crying. You hear even though scanning is not that loud. When I go to HEB, it's like whoop, whoop, and then it's that times 10 or 25. And I'm like, and I asked the cashier one time, I was like, hey, hi, like if you need help. But like, I didn't say that, but you know what I mean? I was like, hey, do you guys ever dream about that sound? She was like, what sound? I was like, the sound of you guys scanning stuff. And she's like, oh, all the time. And it was like, oh my God, girl, no, for real, blink twice, bitch. I'll break you out. His buddy got a gun to your back, like the fucking HEB fucking sack of food. Their like mascot is like a sack of food. I said, baby girl, blink twice. Fucking, I will save your life, girl. If he got a gun to your back. And she's like, yeah, of course I dream about the beeping sound. Why wouldn't I? I was just like, oh my God, give me my shit. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Fuck y'all. I'm kidding. But yeah, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I love mom and pop shops because they're like, hey, what's up? Need some? I'm here. I'm like, thanks. Like, yeah, it's like real human stuff. Real human stuff. I can't believe I have to fucking beg for real human interaction. That's crazy. That's insane. A little wild. But anyways, yeah, Target's just chill because there's no assaulting of the psychology happening. I don't know. Maybe it's in different ways. Maybe it's more covert. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But yeah, shopping at Walmart is a fucking nightmare. It really is. And it should be studied by Harvard and Yale. I'm kidding. No, it probably was. It's probably why it is a fucking nightmare. They probably paid someone to study, like, how can we get more people in? And they were like, constantly reassure them that you're the fucking best whenever you walk in. And so, like, welcome to Walmart. We fucking rock. Wow. Your number one place for all your needs. And then your brain records that. And then you're like, I should go to Walmart. But I don't know why. Walmart radio. I'm just pushing the cart like this, like I'm just like being assaulted by like sounds, and I'm just like, oh my god, help me, somebody help me. And then I like want to do curbsides, but here's the thing with curbsides: Walmart keeps getting hacked. Walmart keeps getting fucking hacked, and scammers keep like stealing card numbers. And I've dealt with so many scammers within the past year or two. I'm over it. I'm just over it. I'm over it. That's, cash is king. Like I'm done. Like I'm fucking over this shit. This is horrible. And yeah, it's really really annoying. Yeah, it's crazy. I could buy whatever I want like on eBay or on Etsy, and there's like no issues. I go to Walmart and they're like every month or two, I mean every time I go there, there's like my cards don't work because for some reason our bank has been blacklisted by Walmart for that time period. Maybe it was a shutdown, I don't know, something happened. And then another time there was like a cyber attack, and all the everything shut down. It was like zoom, and nobody could use cards. And like it's Walmart, you guys should like get this shit together, don't you guys? Like every time I fart, you guys make $1 billion, right? Like, so why don't you spend some of that fucking money that you have to fix your fucking shit? I logically, I didn't go to business school, okay, but I think you should have a fucking fund for this shit, unless it's more profitable that you guys just eat it. I don't know. I don't know. Logically, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. And then I just don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, what else? Yeah, that poor kid at Starbucks though, like someone's gonna yell at him, and it's probably gonna be one of these rich redneck girls that claims that Jesus is king. She's probably gonna pull up and be like, "I did not want this mocha frappa crappa mappa lappa, blah blah blah. I can't fucking believe you. Where's the manager?" Like, I'm sure Stephanie or Kaylee Ann or I don't know what's one of the Riley. What was that one girl's name? Oh, Michaela. I'm sure. I'm just kidding. We live in the South, and there's like a lot of strange names for girls. I'm sorry. In the States, there's like a motif. I guess I think I used that word wrong. There's a running thread of like girls in the South having like Anne as their middle name or something, and having um, Eigh and as Lee instead of like Leigh as Lee instead of Ly or Lee. It'll be like Kaylee or McKaylee, Kaylee, McKaylee, something like that. And it's just like a thing, like strange spellings of girls' names down here. And we kind of make fun of it, like as like the Sunday churchgoer girls. They all have like Kaylee Ann kind of thing or whatever. It's just a Southern thing. It's not really something to make fun of. It's just like something people can grab onto as like noticeably happening down here. So it's a normal thing to joke about. Does that make sense? You have to study the hee hee ho ho's. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Okay. So then there was that bagger at HEB. And then there was a girl at the convenience store. She was like 18, 19, 20, maybe 21, maybe barely, but she was like this like chola girl. And I was like, hey, do you know where the lighter fluid is? And she was like, what's that? What do you mean? And I was like, lighter fluid? Like, it helps you start fires. And she was like, I don't understand. Like for your lighter, like we have lighters. And I was like, no, no, no. Like, I'm gonna start a fire with some wood at the beach. Do you have lighter fluid? It's like a fire starter, a fire accelerant. It's I kept trying to find words to like meet common ground because I was like, she's not understanding. She was like, I think I know what you mean. Let's go see if we have something like that. And like every convenience store in the South usually has lighter fluid or firewood or something. And so and so she goes, "Oh, do you mean barbecue juice?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, like barbecue juice, like the barbecue juice. And she hands me some, and I was like, "That's it. That's what I meant." And so I grab it, and like I went to my husband, and I was like, she didn't know what lighter fluid was, but she called it barbecue juice. And I was like, and I love that. I love that because I'm tired of, fuck it. I'm tired of living on lighter fluid, barbecue juice. No, gasoline? You mean car juice? You mean car applesauce? Like, well, fuck it. This is better. But like, I've just been running into like a lot of young adults who are notably so sweet and naive and innocent and like silly and a little off. And I love it. I love it. I hope that it's the return of the individual to the mass. I mean, it just sounds good. Um, Whereas, like some people down here, I grew up in the South, and there's always like this very angry old man archetype of someone calling us stupid or not knowing something that's common knowledge, but we're different, so we didn't know that that was common knowledge. And so there's always like this really overarching evil grandpa energy that's like, you fucking dumbass, why didn't you fucking know that shit? Like, there's just this very foul, aggressive man down here, an archetype, a foul, aggressive old man, like a very negative aspect of Saturn being just a fucking meanie, more of a devourer of people, I suppose you could say. Somebody that does devour your ego. You're like, you don't know something, and then you ask, and you're supposed to ask. They say you're allowed to ask, and then people are like, oh, you're a fucking dumbass for not knowing. And it's like, but I didn't know, so I had to ask. And now you're being mean. And I'm gonna cry. Now I'm gonna cry. That's fucked up. Um, but yeah, there's just like oh, I don't know, and you don't want to get yelled at. You don't want to be called a dumbass in public, right? So then you're like, oh, I better pay attention to all of the underlying social cues. I better become hyper aware of what everyone's talking about because I don't understand the local slang language, ways of talking, the use of vocabulary. And yeah, because if you don't understand and you try to speak to them in any way that's like ordinary or just regular English, like, oh, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? They'll be like, what do you work for the fucking government? if if you don't have some kind of fucked off hick accent, which I have developed and I have suppressed, and then I have allowed to come out, and then I developed and suppressed again. If you don't have some kind of, they don't hear you. And you know what sucks is that every once in a while I'll see my Texas accent, my Texas accent slipping out, and it's always around people who cannot. It's like they can't hear you if you speak with no accent. They can't hear you. They like refuse to listen to you, or they view you as an outsider and therefore a threat. Like you're from California. If you use proper grammar to a Texan, they're going to think you're from California or New York and that you're here to change our ways of life. You want to California our Texas. Like there is like a whole society of Texans that are very aggressive, very conservative, and very ignorant, as well as slightly racist or very racist, and not stupid, but just very ignorant to anything. Like they are very, I mean, the word conservator, conservation, like just their way of life, which is like an amalgamation of like I don't know, like Polish and German and certain people from the 1800s getting plopped here. Um, yeah, it's a very curious thing to witness. I really enjoy going to old Texas graveyards and seeing the oldest grave, and some of them are sad because it'll just be a rock and it'll say like a slave. But yeah. All that being said, I don't know. I hope that this is like evidence of a return to innocence. No, no, not that, but like a return of this new batch of kids like that I'm seeing. And they're not kids, but they're young adults. And I hope that the world treats them better. I hope that the world is, I hope that they're prepared for the world as well as that the world is, a better place for them. And I feel like maybe we're all at that age, if you're not like riddled with trauma and affecting other people with it. I think that we're all just trying to learn our place in the world, and we have to get jobs, and then we have to bow down to these corporations and become a part of them and figure out who we are within corporate America. Like, what does that look like? And you know, test the waters and test our boundaries and then pull back. And there's like a whole kind of dance that happens with learning and growing. And then there's the individual, the town culture, the state culture, and then the American culture, and then the world at large. And then in between those, you have many different subcultures of like Western or overly religious or, interfacing and things like that. It's a lot of very interesting things that happen whenever you step back a little bit and you start observing your life and journaling and being like, wow, this is something's going on here. And it's good to be curious, and it's good to ask questions. And I think that just after, I don't know, going through the hailstorm of my 20s and 30s, early 30s, right? Late 20s, early 30s. The hailstorm. Um I hope that this is a signal to return to just kind of embracing that it's okay to be a little naive. It's okay to learn. It's okay to begin that journey. And watching just this new crop of heroes emerge from the Matrix. Um it's beautiful. It's really cool, and they're fun people. They're not mean or cruel. They're just a little silly, and I think we all are. And like I said before, I started masking very heavily out of fear. You get scared, start masking. I used to be just like them. And so it's an interesting thing to see, like, oh, where I am, one day you may be, and where you are, I was. Like, it's just a very interesting experience. And I hope that they're protected on their journey, whatever it may be, here, there, everywhere. I don't know. I just hope that they're safe, because I really wasn't. And so that, I mean, thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours of therapy later, you realize you just gotta learn to live with it. And I'd rather have not. I'd rather have not just learned to live with it. So yeah, I'm gonna go, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Remember, it's important to do art. It's important to journal. Take it easy. Everyone's fighting a secret fight we don't know about. Some shit like that. Everyone's got their journeys. And I'll see you next time. Okay, goodbye.